Hello everyone, welcome back to Digital System Design. So today we are back again with a new video. So in this video we're going to touch base about SAM, that is serverless application model, which is AWS service. So SAM, with the help of SAM, we'll be actually deploying one Lambda function and a queue, basically a SQS driven Lambda. So in this example, we'll be demonstrating an entire CI/CD pipeline for maintaining that SAM based SQS trigger. In this example, we will be touch basing around different concepts of Lambda, SQS, and CloudFormation as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'll start with the demo uh, and I'll explain everything step by step so that we all have clarity on that. So first thing first, we need to go to the Cloud Shell, AWS Cloud Shell that we have. So we will go to the AWS Cloud Shell. So in the meantime, it's getting loaded. So we will actually create some of the stuff which is required for this demo. First, we will create the S3 bucket, which is required to store the artifacts of our code. So we will go to S3 bucket section and we will create an S3 bucket. So let's say I create a demo artifact bucket, something like that, in North Virginia region. So whichever things we'll be creating, it will be for North Virginia region. So we'll be going ahead with the default settings. We'll be doing unblocking this for some time for our demo so that it's more clear for everyone. Then we'll be creating a bucket. So this bucket already exists with some name. So we will create with some other name. So this has been created now. Now we will go ahead and create the other things are required, which are nothing but the code repository. We'll go to code commit service. And we'll create a repository. Demo repo. We will create this one. And there is a given git clone command which we need to use while we have to clone in our local system. So these are the two resources which are required to be created, and apart from that we need a role for CloudFormation which is required to be uh, which is required at the time of deployment. So we will go to IAM role section. We will create a role here. This is for CloudFormation service. So we will select a service here. That is nothing but CloudFormation. Then we'll go for next. We will select the required permission. So we need IAM full access. And then we need SQS full access. So we are taking a full access because this is just for demo purpose. But in actual environment, we need not to have full access. So that's where we need to be wary about our permissions that we are using. Then we have Lambda full access. Then the next one is AWS Cloudformation full access. Yeah. So IAM full access is done. This is done. So I think this should be enough. So we go ahead and create a demo CloudFormation role. So we have CloudFormation full access, Lambda full access, SQS, and all that. Then we create a role. Now this will be required at the time of deployment step. So we are just creating the prerequisites for all of that which we need for demo. So now we are into the command shell, or I would say cloud shell. So first of all, we need to check whether we have SAM CLI installed or not. So we will check that version. So it says execute with this command SAMH. Don't think it's installed, or I think the command is different. So we have this SAM CLI installed. So we will clear this screen and we will clone our code commit repository that we have created. Now we will clone this into our local system, and because all the git related command. So we will be doing that from our local systems. So let's say I clone it here. I take the exact command from here itself. So I go to code commit. I go to demo repo. I go to HTTP. This is the command. I'll type in here. So it will clone an empty repo for us. Now we will go inside cd demo repo. Then we need to initialize a SAM project. So first of all, we are starting from the scratch. So we are initializing a SAM project. So SAM, for initializing any SAM project, we will use SAM init command. This will give you a basic options to initialize your project, in which language you want to do, which all API services you want to integrate and all that. Okay, I think before that we need to update our access keys and secret keys as well. So let me do that also. We will switch back to IAM. We will switch back to users. Then we'll go to our user. Then we'll go to security credentials. So we have this create access key and secret key. So we will create this one, or we can use directly from here and update into our system. So these access key and secret keys will only last for a couple of hours. So those won't be accessible after that. So if you're trying with these access keys and secret keys in the demo, which I'm using in the demo, probably those may not be applicable. So I'll go to the project again. I'll open a new CMD. I'll do SAM init here now. It will ask for two options. I'll use the AWS Quick Start. It will ask for which example you want. So basically we are going with the SQS and Lambda based example. So that comes under number 6. So it will ask you for which environment you are using. I'm using Node.js 16 because that I have in my local system. Then it is asking from which service you want to integrate your Lambda. I'm integrating with SQS, so I'll use 3. So then I'll use yes. So then it is asking for the project name. I'll use demo SAM app. Then it will be pulling out that starter template from the repository. It will wait for, you need to wait for a few seconds here. So this is actually pulling out all the template related files from the GitHub repo of AWS SAM CLI. So that's where it is taking a lot of time. So it will take few seconds more, and then we'll be having that related files into our project, and then we'll be copying that and pushing that onto into the code commit repository that we have created. Okay, so it's done. So what we will do is now next is, so we have this files created here. So this is the demo SAM app. So this is the depot that we have. This is the demo SAM app. So we will cut this one and paste everything here, and we will remove this folder now. So now everything we have in the demo repo root folder. Okay, so now we will do git status, and we will do all these things. We will push them to the repo, initial commit. So it has, now this will push our code to the code commit repo that we have created with the branch that we have. So we will go back to code commit now. Okay, so we are into demo repo. So we can see that the files are populated here. So this is the repo population, how we have to do that. Now the next thing is we will go to code pipeline. Now this entire process that I've done from local system, we can do that from SAM, this Cloud Shell as well. Now the next thing is creating a pipeline. So we will create a pipeline here. We will give it a name, demo SAM pipeline. Then we will assign a new service rule. So it will create a new service rule for this pipeline. We will select the source provider, that is Codecommit for us. We will select the repo name, that is demo repo. Then we will select the branch name, that is master. Next is the change detection option. So we will keep everything by default and press next. Then the builder options, we are using CodeBuild, so we are using this one. Then we will create a project in CodeBuild. So at the runtime, it will create a pop-up for us. We will say demo build something. Then we will add image here. So as we are using Node.js 6, so Node.js 16, so we will be using this one. So we can verify that also. So if you go here, you need to verify that in which runtime version this Node 16 will be available. So we can go to this page. We have Node.js 16, so we will go here. So we can use these through either of these two images. So we'll verify if we're using which one. So we are using 5th, we need to use 6th. And then we need to go for additional configuration. So here we need to mention the bucket name as an environment variable. So we will use this bucket name here. And we will get the name for the bucket from here. We'll go to S3. Okay, so this is our bucket name. This one, we will put this one here. That's done. So these are the basic configurations we will have. So after creating this, we will go back to our project code and we will see what all things are created there as well. Okay, it's created now. So as we can see, we'll go to next step, which is the deployment one. We are using CloudFormation for deployment. Action is create or update stack. Stack name you can give anything, or if you have new name. So I have a new name, so I'll give demo SAM app stack, something like that. Okay, so now we will use build artifacts. Then we will use packaged YAML, which is nothing but our packaged YAML file that we will see in some time. Then we will use capability. We will put these capability. We will mention the role that we created in the start, and that's it. So these are the basic configurations. Now our pipeline is created. Now we will go back to the code. We will import the code here. We have this demo repo. So you can see there is a SQS payload logger, which is nothing but our Lambda. So which will log the request which is coming from the SQS. So this is the build spec file which will be used the code build project to build the our project. So I have this sample file. Let me use that one. Yeah, this one, which has SAM commands also. So there are different phases in the build spec YAML. One is install, then command, then build, and all these stages that we have. So these are all our stages of our you can say build spec YAML file. So in this, whenever the package is built up, so it basically first of all builds the entire package and then it basically packages it and publishing on the S3 bucket that we have created. So the first command will actually build it and create a build in your project, and then second command, that is SAM package, it will actually deploy that entire package onto the S3 bucket, which is nothing but the environment variable that we have mentioned. And this is the output file, which is nothing but the name of the file that we mentioned there in the CloudFormation settings. So that's why this packaged YAML is required for CloudFormation to deploy it. So now we will push this change and we will continue with the further in the next video. So this is part 1. So in the next video we'll be testing out these changes on the pipeline and we'll be seeing that pipeline running as well. So yeah, so that's all for now. So As of now, we have pushed everything which is required. So in the next video, we'll be looking at the pipeline, how it is running exactly, and how we'll be visualizing that pipeline as well. Yeah. Thank you for your time.